Hey everybody, thanks for stopping into the studio today. We're going to cover some topics that I get asked a lot and I think are very important. But basically it's, what do you need to have to open up a project studio? What do you need to have your home recording studio? And I think there's some must ingredients that you have to have into your studio. Let's just cut quick to the chase here. First of all, nowadays you need to have a computer. Now, the thing is you probably already have that computer. You're watching this video on a computer, I imagine, or you've got a computer at home. So that's already taken care of. And it doesn't really matter what type of computer you have. You can have a Mac, you can have a PC, you can have an older computer, you can have a newer computer. But the idea is basically any computer that was made within the last 10 years is going to be adequate for recording. How strong a computer you need, you'll find out when you start recording and you have problems with your computer. Then you'll decide, I need a better computer. But to get started in your project studio, just a basic computer will suit you. Now the next thing that you need for that computer is your software. And there's tons and tons of software out there that you can choose from. Again, it doesn't really matter what you pick. Just go ahead and pick out what you think is your favorite software. If you saw somebody else that was using some software that you liked, pick up on that. Or maybe you were at school and you learned on some software. Go ahead and maybe use that software. But use something that you can go ahead and feel comfortable with, either that you already have a little bit of insight into it, and just go ahead and dig into it and then learn that software in and out. The thing with knowing the software is the more you know about it, the easier your workflow is going to be. Now there's some great deals on software. You can get some of the full-fledged flagship products of some of these companies, and those are great. They'll have a lot of bells and whistles, and they'll have a lot of things built into it that are really great to have. But there's also some software that's out there that's brand new, and there's some software out there that's also free. You might check into some of this free software. Some of the software like Audacity is totally free. You can multi-track with Audacity. There's another software called Reaper. That software is extremely low cost, and so I might suggest that you investigate some of those options. So now we've gotten to where you have the computer, you've got your software, probably things that the computer you already have, the software you can get free or very inexpensive. The next thing that you're going to need is a way to record into this software. So you're going to need a microphone. Now, there's zillions and zillions of microphones. You can be overwhelmed with the choices. You can go ahead and get the boutique high-end stuff. If your wallet can afford that, I say great. Just pick up a nice inexpensive microphone. Here's a great mic here, a Shure Sm58. I've made a video on that. You might want to check that out. But it's a $100 mic, brand new. And I believe there's a lot of choices that you can get that are even cheaper than that are just fine. But don't think that you need to go out and get a mic locker and have 20 mics to start out, because probably if you're like me, you record one track at a time. You're just going to have one instrument that you're going to record. I'm just using one microphone right now for this video here. I'm just using this one mic that I happen to like, and so I don't need any more mics than one mic just to do what I'm trying to accomplish. If you want to record some stereo objects, say, now I'm not talking about multi-tracking drums and everything like that to start off with, but if you have two mics, you can stick two mics out in front of the drum set and get a great stereo drum kit sound. Also, if you want to do things like record your piano or acoustic guitar or some sources that you think would be better in stereo, then maybe pick up a second microphone. And it would be nice if they were similar in style, but if they're what people call a matched pair, it's really not critical, because quite honestly, the matched pair high-end boutique microphones, those are for a special application, and I don't think that starting off in our project studio, you really need to be concerned with that. So there's some brands like MXL and Samson and Behringer. Those are all great microphones at that price point. And so I would suggest you just go ahead and pick up your microphone. Go ahead and just start out with that. Another thing you're going to need is you're going to need to hear some way what you've recorded. get some headphones. You probably already have some headphones or some earbuds or something like that. So you're really already set there. Here you've got your computer. You're already set there. I've showed you. You can probably get some great inexpensive software or free software. You can get the microphone for very relatively cheap, very inexpensive, under $100. You probably already have some earbuds, maybe something that came with your iPhone or iApplication. Those are good enough for a start. I might suggest you get something a little bit better. These are great headphones, some Sony MDR 7506. Are they totally accurate? No, they're not 100% accurate, but they're great headphones. I know what I hear in those headphones, how they will translate out in the real world, which is what people talk about, how it's going to sound in somebody else's stereo system or over somebody else's car system or whatever. And so, you can get headphones that aren't maybe quite as expensive as that, but I just suggest those because I happen to like them and use them. So now we've got $100 in a set of headphones. You've got $100 in a microphone. You've got free software that I mentioned. You've got your computer. So you've got your project studio is costing you about $200 at this point, which is really not that large of an investment. There's one last item, and let me cover that. You're going to need some ears. If you can't hear what you're doing correctly, then all this is for naught here. I made a video specifically on how to make great sounding music, and really the trick of it is to use your ears. How much did you pay for these ears? Well, hopefully you got a set of them free, just like I did. So develop your ears. Learn to know if something sounds bad, and then determine with your ears how to correct that. Don't be afraid to make changes, because if you make a change and it doesn't sound good, then rely on your ears to let you know that wasn't what you really wanted to do. Your ears are probably the most important thing, but the other items that I mentioned previously, you've got your computer, you've got your software, you've got your microphone, and you've got some way to hear it back, and your ears. That's really all you need for a great project studio. Quite frankly, you can fuss over the boutique gear or the expensive gear. I love great gear, believe me, but that isn't a requirement to great sounding music. Think of all the music that has been created in the past. Some of the music of say like the Beatles and some of the earlier people. Look at the limitations that they had on their equipment. They didn't have fancy computers and all that, but look at the great music that they made here. So I'm suggesting that with good trained ears, make these the most important, and just your basic computer, your software, your microphone, and what was the other item here? Oh yeah, a way to hear back, your headphones here, or get some monitor speakers. Check out my other videos on the monitor speakers too, by the way. There's a lot of great choices once you want to upgrade. But as a great start, there's no reason you can't make stellar quality music with what I've listed just previously. You guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping in the studio today, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, guys.